Hello friends, urgent update, as spoilers for Boruto manga, Chapter 19 have been released. I won't drag this out. Let's get started. Let's begin with what was already known, the cover. Here's what it looks like. The chapter will be titled Konohamaru, but his beloved is featured on the cover. The description reads, will they be able to successfully complete the mission? Ryu and Matsuri are both battle ready. Now, on to the second spoiler. Here's the scan we see, and to be honest, I'm disappointed with it. In the latest chapters, Boruto manga is turning into a melodrama, which I don't really like. Overall, this image doesn't give us much information, but it suggests that the chapter is unlikely to be action-packed. Moving on. Bye to you. Now, let's talk about the text spoilers. The chapter starts with a flashback where Shinki and Araya are still children and are near Gaara. I don't think this moment needs much discussion. It's pretty straightforward. Then we return to the present. Araya uses his blade to disperse the iron sand from Mitsuki, freeing him so he can join Sarada and the others in the battle against Ryu. These few pages promise to be interesting and intense. But here's what disappointed me. Kawaki, Sumiya, and Amado do not appear in this chapter. This means we won't see Kawaki's new power just yet. Overall, the authors seem to be deliberately dragging out the Amado and Kawaki storyline. In the latest events, Matsuri is still trying to absorb Konohamaru, while earlier, Ryu gets serious and attacks them with a large amount of iron sand. However, Arai counterattacks with his blade, dispersing the sand. Then, iron sand appears behind them from below, and Arai uses his blade again. Sarada uses a fire release technique against Ryu, but he defends himself with an iron sand shield. Meanwhile, Mitsuki, in Sage mode, attacks Ryu from behind, holding him in place to strike. He continues his attack, sending snakes at Ryu, but Ryu evades by transforming into iron sand. Arai counters with his blade, but the sand gathers again, reforming Ryu's body. Mitsuki manages to land a hit, and Sarada, activating her Sharingan, uses Chidori on Ryu's body. However, Ryu transforms into iron sand once again. Chidori was not enough to defeat him. This was probably the most action-packed moment of the chapter. Now, let's go back to Matsuri and Konohamaru. It seems she is angry that only Mugi is allowed to call him affectionately. Meanwhile, we see Ida observing the situation and saying that Konohamaru is in danger. He could be absorbed at any moment. This happens after Koji asks her what's going on. Boruto and Koji ask about Sarada and the others in their battle against Ryu. Ida replies that they are holding up, but Konohamaru is truly in danger. It looks like Boruto wants to intervene, but Koji stops him. Meanwhile, in the ancient beings dimension, Jura, Hidari, and Mamushi are having a conversation, discussing various topics, including love and other things. There is also a discussion between Mitsuki, Konohamaru, and the ancient beings, but the details will only be revealed in a few hours. Back to the battle. Arai once again uses his blade to counter Ryu's ability to transform into iron sand. Ryu's body regenerates, and he summons mud from his clothing. Mitsuki in Saga mode attacks with his snakes, while Sarada uses fire release to attack the mud. But there's too much of it. Yodo finds herself in danger. The mud tries to bite her. Arai attacks the creature with his blade but can't cut through it completely. His weapon gets stuck. Ryu takes advantage of this moment to get rid of Arai's blade by teleporting the mud away. Now, they no longer have Arai's blade, which was the only thing that could counter Ryu's iron sand, making the situation critical. It looks like Matsuri says it's time to become one with Konohamaru, and that's where the chapter ends. A second part of the spoilers might be released tonight, so make sure to subscribe and leave a like for my quick updates. See you all later.